Just two gals hanging out. What's up? Wow, a stunner. A model. Yes, yes. Wow. I love you. You're so pretty. He likes to watch over while people are having fun, but he does not participate. Hey everyone, welcome to another weekend reading vlog. I'm kind of loving this for this month. I don't know if this is gonna be like a permanent thing again, but for this month, we're just doing weekend reading vlogs and it's a good time. So it is Friday night, actually. I've had such a busy day. I honestly couldn't tell you what I was doing because when I look back on it, everything that I did shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but it did because it's me. So yeah, I mean, I had a couple of work calls in the morning. I took my time getting ready, I guess, and then I had to finish editing my video that I wanted to post today. Well, I mean, it was finished, but I kept forgetting to press upload once it finished uploading on YouTube, and like then I forgot to I don't know, it was a mess, but that finally got done. I did a Bookstagram picture, which I haven't done in like 2 weeks. It was just, it shouldn't have taken that long, but it did. I do have some pretty big goals for the weekend. I don't know, we'll see how much I can actually get to. Really quick, I actually did finish a book today, which is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. So I really quick want to tell you just that I gave it 5 stars, or I'm going to give it 5 stars. I haven't rated it on Goodreads yet, but I picked it up a couple of days ago and I just absolutely loved it. I was so into the story, I couldn't put it down. I would literally go around and try and find tasks to do so that I could keep listening to it, and I loved it. I really want to watch the show now. I'm actually shocked that I liked it so much because I could have sworn that when it first came out there were a ton of good reviews, but there was one booktuber, or maybe a few booktubers, that I'd seen rate it kind of on the boring side, and that was the reason why I never wanted to pick it up, and now I regret it. I loved it. I mean, yeah, not a ton happens, I guess, and I wish that we'd gotten a little bit more story, but I really liked it, so I'm glad. So that's a book that we finished during the weekend. Look at us go. I mean, I didn't even start this update until tonight because I was busy doing stuff, but I wish I'd started it before I finished the book. That way that could like officially be something we finished in the vlog, but instead I finished it before the vlog. That's fine. We have tons of other books to read. So the audiobook that I'm still listening to, I put it on hold once I started Little Fires Everywhere, and that is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal, and I am nearing the end. I actually started following along physically today because I found that I was getting distracted and I couldn't remember what had happened in the past few chapters. So this book started really strong for me. I loved the beginning, but now I'm having a weird time. I'm kind of bored, but also there is a lot happening, but it's like forgetful stuff, but it shouldn't be forgetful because it's action-packed. So I don't know, I might have to go back and reread a few chapters. Well, actually I would want to reread like quite a bit, like probably this much is how much I've just been like zoned out for. So yeah, the cool thing is though, for the audiobooks, the audiobook, I finally realized what it reminded me of, and it reminds me exactly of the An Ember in the Ashes audiobook. And I think it's because the narrators are the same, or they're really similar. So, I mean, actually, let's look it up. Okay, so An Ember in the Ashes was narrated by Fiona Hardingham and Steve West. Yeah, okay, and We Hunt the Flame is actually narrated by the exact same narrators. So that's hilarious because that entire time I'd been thinking that it was giving me such strong An Ember in the Ashes vibes, and they have some similar concepts. Like they have Ifrits in both of them, but that's kind of where the similarities end. So that's really funny. Okay, it's the same narrators. That makes a ton of sense. And I really like their voices. I actually love the narrators in An Ember in the Ashes. It's like a very soothing British accent for both of them, and it's working really well for We Hunt the Flame as well. But like I said, I got distracted and now I feel like I have to reread a lot. So other than that though, this is kind of where it gets a little hefty. I really want to finish Orange. I just have not found the time to actually sit down and pick it up. But I think that I'm actually going to do a couple of tasks, but end the night reading this. And I want to get some footage of it because I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, Orange, I want to finish that this weekend, and then I want to pick up probably Uzumaki. I don't know if I'm gonna like read it in one go. It really just depends on how I'm feeling, but I do want to just like at least pick it up because it keeps staring at me, and I I'm getting the urge. So hopefully I can finish that this weekend. That would be pretty cool, but if not, that's fine. And if I finish that, or if I'm not in the mood to read it at the time, I do want to read, at least start, either one of these two books, and that's either Frankly in Love or Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So yeah, pretty big plans. I don't expect to finish Skyward or Frankly in Love, and if I finish the We Hunt the Flame audiobook, I don't know what I'm gonna pick up audibly, so that's kind of where we're at. Oh, so what I was gonna say, the thing that I'm really excited about. So the reason that I want to get some like montage-y footage of me reading tonight is because I just changed my lights. So you guys know that I have a purple light in my room. It's like the two standing lights. One of them was purple, and we had another one of the lights that we originally wanted in our room, but the light bulb that's our like light fixture in the room isn't the same. Adam had told me a long time ago that I could just bring the other one into the book room, and I kind of forgot about it until today because the lights have been kind of annoying my eyes. I don't know what it is, but when I'm sitting at my desk and like this light is on and no other light is on, my right eye starts getting really confused and it feels like they're out of focus or something like that. But that's when I remembered, and I wanted to turn on this light, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, they can both be color lights. So I went through this whole process of resetting them because I had to download the app onto my phone. So I reset them, and now wait, this is so exciting. First of all, I named them, and I'm pretty proud of the names I gave them. So the first one's name is Aidan, A-I-D-A-N, which is the AI unit from Illuminae. And then the other one, because I was on this roll of AI units that I love, is Jarvis from Iron Man, obviously. So I turned off the light so it would be a little bit more obvious. So let's do Aidan first. What should we do? You want purple? I want to do purple. Okay. It's like a bluish purple, actually. Let's do... Ooh, actually red might be kind of cool. No. There it is. Okay. And now let's do Jarvis. This is so fun. Let's make it orange. Ooh, or actually green. That way you can kind of see a difference. You can't really, but I mean, that's fine. Maybe two purples. Eee! It's like so exciting. You can't really tell, like it looks the same, but there is double the light now. Oh, I kind of like that color combination. You can't tell. Here, wait, let me just twist you. All you see is the computer. So hopefully now you'll be able to tell when I change it. So that's it on like the normal light. Same with Aidan. And now let's do like a reddish pink. This is so cool. I mean, it's still showing up purple for whatever reason in the camera, but it's not. So anyways, for right now, what I wanted to do is do a little bit of journaling. Last night I started on some sketches for my life journal. This isn't my life journal. I don't know why I'm holding it up. And I want to do like an Animal Crossing spread in my life journal, which is this one. Since my printer doesn't print in color, I was just in Procreate outlining the characters so that I can print it out and then like do some kind of watercolor situation. I'm not really sure yet. So I want to finish that up and then do a little bit of journaling, maybe listen to We Hunt the Flame. Again, I'm having some troubles concentrating, so I might not play it right now, but we'll see. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys maybe after. We'll see. Yeah, today has been another day where I just start my vlog at night, but at least today there's like a slightly better reason for it. We had training at my job because we're going to be reopening next week. So we just did some training today on how that was going to be, and it went on until like 6 p.m. So I got back home and I just wanted to relax and eat some food and everything. So I played a little bit of Animal Crossing. I think I put some footage in of that. Just a KK slide. Is it slide or slider? KK slider concert because it's Saturday, and yeah, I just wanted to watch it. Now I don't know. I am going to actually film my wrap up tonight because I keep putting it off. Whenever I want to do it at night, I'm like, no, I should just wait until the morning. And then when morning comes, I get distracted, and then night comes again. And I'm like, no, I should wait until morning. And then the day comes. This is reminding me of that Friends scene where Rachel is like, I'll just put in a clip of it.
The nights are the hardest. But then the day comes, and that's every bit as hard as the night. And then the night comes again.
The days and nights are hard, I get it, okay?
So tonight I'm actually gonna film it. I think I'm gonna braid my hair though for it because my hair is kind of just being a little unruly today. I mean, unruly, how unruly can straight hair really get, you know? But I mean, I don't like it. For reading, I actually did read some of Orange last night. I just didn't film it because I did it in bed. And I read up till right here. I'm loving this. Like, it's really cute, but also it's kind of frustrating just because the main character, to be fair, I feel like she's a big overthinker and I can relate to that. But it's giving me anxiety just because she overthinks just maybe a smidge more than I would want. And I understand overthinking, but the thing is, I don't know, I can't remember what I was like in high school. Maybe I was that bad, but I just don't think I was. And it's just frustrating because there's a lot of situations that she's kind of in the beginning where it's very obvious that she shouldn't have to overthink it, at least to the reader, but she doesn't see it, and it's just frustrating because she misses a lot of chances because of that. But I'm really liking it other than that. Also, so We Hunt the Flame, I haven't adjusted my spot. Give me one sec. So I am super close to finishing this. I'm on chapter 85 and there's only about an hour left of the audiobook. I do want to like go back through it and annotate the parts that I got a little confused on. Right now though, this book is just kind of meh for me. It's falling a little bit flat, and I've realized that I just feel like maybe some of the transitions aren't as smooth as I would have liked. And I think that's where initially my mind started like skipping in the story, if that makes any sense, because the beginning is so strong and it has a very clear linear path, and then the whole group getting together in general is kind of when things started to go awry for me, at least, and I just felt very disconnected from the new people in the story. I don't know, it's not bad at all. I feel like I'm giving this a bad rep, but it's just falling flat for me, which is disappointing because I really wanted to like it, and I keep finding myself like relating it to other stories, and not in a bad way, not in like because just last week I went on a whole rant of like Gilded Wolves versus Six of Crows and how people saw them as similar, and I'm kind of doing the same thing with We Hunt the Flame, but with a whole bunch of different stories. So there's like aspects of a lot of different stories that I'm seeing in it, and I mean right now specifically because my boyfriend and roommates are watching Avatar because it's on Netflix now. I was thinking about how the prince in the story really reminds me of Prince Zuko and like his character journey, which I like, but you know, it's just, again, it's falling flat. Like, I'm not feeling the connections, it's just happening. So there was like an intense scene just last night when I was listening, and I just didn't even feel anything, and I kind of saw the plot twist coming. I don't know. I want to read some reviews on it just to see if other people were having the same issue, or if maybe it's just from me listening to the audiobook, because if that's the case, then I do kind of want to try and maybe do a skim read, like physically. But if not, if I'm seeing that a lot of people have the same issue, then But other than that, I think that I'm gonna finish up We Hunt the Flame. Last night I did a little montage of me drawing out the Animal Crossing characters. They're my villagers currently that I want to put into my life journal, and I printed it out on art paper, and it kind of like got all messy. Because my printer is actually a laser printer and it doesn't even have a setting to change the thickness of the paper going through it or anything. So I was kind of sketched out on whether it would actually work or not, and it did actually work pretty well. And I didn't need it to be perfect anyways, because I mostly just wanted like a rough guideline because I wanted the villagers to look perfect, so I didn't want to just draw it out myself. And now I get to just like watercolor or use markers because this is a mixed media paper. So that's really exciting. I think I'm just gonna turn on We Hunt the Flame while I do that and get back to you after and go from there. So see you when I finish We Hunt the Flame. Actually, I just remembered that I wanted to film my wrap up. So I think I'm gonna braid my hair and write out my wrap up list. And then I can start doing all like my doodling. Okay. It's quite a bit later. I actually did manage to film my wrap up, which is kudos to me, honestly. But before that, I actually was outlining the Animal Crossing printout that I made, and I finished We Hunt the Flame, and I've been collecting my thoughts on it because I really just wasn't sure if like I had missed something because I had listened to the audiobook or if it was the book itself. And I read a ton of reviews on Goodreads and I feel like I know why I didn't vibe with it. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 stars rating, which isn't bad, it's just average, and that's kind of how I felt the entire time. It was actually really weird because remember I told you guys that it was reminding me of a lot of other books, and not in a bad way, like not in the oh this is so unoriginal kind of way, just like oh that's so strange, why is this giving me like deja vu kind of way. And there were so many reviews that were saying things like that, and they would actually say what books that they related it to. None of them said the Prince Zuko thing, but I still think that that's the most accurate description of Nazir. But there was a lot of comparisons to Throne of Glass, which I didn't see at first, but then I remembered Queen of Shadows. And then there was Hunger Games, which I also didn't see, but then I remembered that our whole huntress thing, Hunter, she is going into the woods next to her town that's about to engulf her town, and she's the only one that can go in and out without losing her mind, and she provides food basically for her whole village. So then I saw it and this isn't like to deter you in any way, like I don't think that any of these aspects take over the book. I don't even think that the author was thinking of these books maybe when she wrote them, but like it just happened to really turn out similar to a lot of other cases in other books. But for me, I think what it suffered from was telling, not showing. So even though Hafsa Faizal has some beautiful writing, like I really loved her descriptions and the words that she used, I think that like the relationships and the world building and the character development were lacking. So I didn't really, I mean, as much as I knew the backstories for our 2 main characters, and I knew that they were tragic, and I knew that it's the reason for how they acted today, I just didn't feel it when they were acting. I felt like they were very like one-dimensional, and they were very, I don't know, like I didn't see their emotions very well. And the like abruptness and storytelling, I just think that that suffered from because there wasn't enough world building. I think that even though her descriptions were amazing, I would have loved to actually get to know the world. And I think I finally realized what it is that kind of like let me down. Basically, they're all traveling separately to this place called Shar, which is like this very dangerous terrain, but to get there they have to supposedly go through the Ars, which the Ars is this forest that only our main character, one of our main characters, the hunter, can get through without losing her mind. And that whole trek is like taken out pretty quickly, and Shar didn't feel very dangerous to me. And then there is like a tragic thing that happens that I felt like didn't need to happen, and I don't know. So I'm giving it a 3 star. I definitely want to read the next book when it comes out, but I probably won't have any rush to read it. So yeah, it just felt kind of predictable. Like all the things that happened felt very predictable, and it felt like the conversations, some of the conversations for backstories for like the side characters felt like abrupt. It didn't feel very natural. Yeah, and it felt like almost we got to know the side characters towards the end because we hadn't gotten to know them until then almost. I don't know, that's I don't know. I'm still like tossing up. I will say, like, again, the things that I really liked about it, I loved the writing, and I liked the premise. Like I like the idea of like a dark prince who is like tortured by his father, who is sent to kill this girl who is like a kind of chosen one situation, and she only wants to do everything for her village, and she's very pure at heart, but instead, like, I don't feel like I got that from her. I think that maybe the girl main character is like my main issue with the story, is like we're being told that she has this like really special ability, and like all the characters keep pointing it out, and like that doesn't feel natural. And then the prince, there was just like actions that he did that I was confused by. Like, he had a tragic enough backstory, but the thing that he was focused on was the thing that I think was the least tragic. There's a love story that happens before the book starts, and he's like, something tragic happens. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil anything, but like he really is like ingrained that in his head as his like most traumatic moment. And I just felt like once it was even described, I was like, wait, that was the love story? So yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I still want to read some of Orange, but I've been doing that in bed lately. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it right now. I do, again, kind of want to do some of my coloring. So I outlined these back out in just a fine tip pen, and I think that I'm actually going to use markers just because Animal Crossing has such bright colors, but I think I'm leaning towards like art markers. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a little bit of that. And I don't have an audiobook lined up, so I think I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos while I do it. Maybe find an audiobook, like potentially see if Frankly in Love or Skyward is on audio. I don't know. I don't know how tomorrow's gonna go, just because my roommate's birthday was on Thursday, and he's having like a little tiny birthday barbecue thing tomorrow because we have a pool, so like his brother is coming. Yeah, so I'm not sure like how that'll go, like if I'm going to be able to get anything done while that's happening, because I obviously probably want to be a part of it and celebrate his birthday, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna turn in for right now. Alright, hey everybody, it's Sunday, and I really don't know how much I'm gonna get done today. Last night I ended up going to bed super late because I was coloring my Animal Crossing thing, and when I start something, I mean, in general, I've always had an issue about like completing things. I'm very much a completionist, and I like doing it all in one moment. Like, if it's not finished in the same moment that I start it, then I'm probably never gonna do it. So last night when I started coloring, I did have to stop myself, but like it brought me all the way into the morning basically. So today I had a little bit of a late start, and right now we do have just my roommate's birthday. I don't know if you can hear them. I don't know how so few people can be so loud, but they are. And right now I'm just going to probably hang out with them a bit because I tend to just isolate myself in the book room and not hang out with anybody, and it's not bad, but I mean, I would rather be able to like hang out just a little. So probably just gonna dip into the pool and stuff and eat some burgers. Hopefully this doesn't go too late. Right now it's already almost 5, so I'm hoping to get back into the book room by like 7 and then be able to kind of like finish off the night doing all the stuff that I wanted to do. And yeah, but I wanted to hop on here first because there's daylight, and I know that later on there won't be, and I don't think I've gotten a single daylight clip in this whole vlog. I have very much turned into a night owl, and the fact that my work is opening back up next week is making me a little nervous because my sleep schedule it's not ready, it's not prepared, but it's fine. So yeah, today, once I get back into the book room, I'm hoping to pick up, I think, Skyward on audio. So I'm gonna look that up while I'm hanging out and finish Orange. I wanna just do it all in one go, and then if
No, she was just in here.
They brought over their puppy. She's so cute, and I think that's what they're talking about in the laundry room. I don't like when people can hear me talking to myself. Anyways, I'm gonna log off for now, and hopefully see you later. Hopefully I don't get totally caught up in the whirlwind of celebrating, so. Okay, so it's the next day, guys. I got caught up in the celebration. Honestly, it's to be expected. This is kind of why I try and force myself to stay out of situations that are social, because I love them once I'm in them and I cannot leave. This is kind of where like my personality of like being extroverted and introverted kind of gets confused, because I'm introverted because I know that that's the only way I can be productive, but I'm actually more of an extroverted personality once put into extroverted situations, I suppose. But yeah, I did want to just close out this vlog really quick. I didn't want to just end it on that note because I feel like that was confusing. I just wanted to give a quick little shout out though. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I still have not taken off my jewelry from Ana Luisa. I did mention them not in the last weekend vlog, but the weekend vlog before that, and I still am just absolutely adoring them. These earrings are probably some of the most comfortable I've worn in a really long time, and I haven't taken them off and they still look great, if I do say so myself. I did finally take off the necklace, but only because I feel like if I switch up my necklaces, it seems like I'm switching up my whole look, and I wore that one for about 2 weeks, so it was about time. But yeah, I just definitely wanted to shout them out and give them a quick thank you for having sponsored that video and having given me all these amazing new jewelry pieces that I really do cherish. Can we look at how cute Luna is right now? We appreciate a sleepy Luna. But other than that, let's just give you a quick rundown of this weekend. I finished technically 2 books, but since Little Fires Everywhere was one that I finished before I actually started vlogging, that one's kind of a difficult one to talk about, but I did give it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I think that it was just like a good experience for me to realize that literary fiction is something that I might actually be interested in. So I loved that for myself. And I still haven't watched the live show for it for the Asian readathon, but I do plan on doing that soon, and then hopefully getting started on the show. But I forgot that I hadn't logged into my HBO account, and I'm pretty sure Little Fires Everywhere is on HBO, so we'll see what happens. Other than that, I finished We Hunt the Flame, which I did end up giving a 3-star. You guys kind of heard my thoughts on it already. I feel like I rambled on a lot, but basically, just to give you a quick little wrap up of why I ended up giving it a 3-star, it mostly just had to do with not feeling any sort of connection to the characters and feeling that the pacing was off, and I felt like the author did a lot of telling instead of showing. But the upsides were the story is still really fascinating. The plot itself, like in theory, is incredible, so I feel like the second book might be a lot better. And I also just really loved Hafsa Faisal's writing, which is such a strange thing to say when you say that like an author didn't do good in, for me at least, in like making me feel connected with the characters and maybe rambled on a little bit too much sometimes in their character heads, but like her writing, her descriptive words was delectable. But yeah, other than that, I just made progress in Orange, and that was kind of it for this weekend. You know, weekends are just tricky. They're just tricky. Sometimes they're gonna be really productive and other times they're not, but I look forward to seeing you in my next week's vlog. Next week, I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be a weekend or if it's gonna be the entire week. Obviously, it's not gonna be an entire week because now it's Monday, but we'll see how many days it ends up being, just because it is the last week of the readathon and it's also the week that I start working again, which is intense. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're still staying super safe, and that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye. Luna, do you want to say goodbye? She said, nah. I get it.